So I just did the video talking about, one of my influences in my life and the person that brought me, you know, that brought me spiritual stuff, you know? Like I've been watching a lot because it really is just it's who I am, and I want to say it fits my soul, and it fits who I am. And um what I'm saying is I watched Kiki Palmer on Steve Harvey, and she was just talking about how like he wants her to get with like these guys, and she's just realized like she just doesn't want to go to those places and like this like what am I trying to get at? She just doesn't want to have to deal with something, but I hope that doesn't make any noise. No, that's too far. Anyway, so the person I wanted to talk about is I'm kind of scared too, because like I know that he's what, like it might be easier for me to make him upset, and I don't want to upset him, and like life has just been unkind, bro. Micah, that's your name. Life has just been really unkind, and I just thought that with you. I don't cry. If I do cry, it's because I've hit critical, exhaustedness. And it's been really unkind, and I feel like I try to do everything just like I don't really know how to approach this, because I'm like, I know he doesn't believe in God. So it's like, how do you approach it? But then it doesn't make any sense, because like his mom like named him after something, after someone in the Bible who is like very. I don't cry. Oh man. Oh my gosh, I'm a Barone, and before that I'm a Virgo, so it's like I don't cry. But like I wanted to talk about his influence in my life, but I don't know if I'm even starting this off right or anything. But like I like feel like I don't have family, and I feel like if there's has to be like that one last reason as to why I'm making these videos, or really honestly just that like what they like to call as a coincidence, or the creator of the name Micah. Like maybe I shouldn't even be making this video, because I feel like what's it gonna matter? His influence on my life has impacted me so much, because I just remember being like, how old was I? Like, I don't know, in second grade. And I was probably in second grade, and he was my stepbrother at the time. And yes, his name is Micah. And he was my stepbrother at the time, and we were living in another, what's it called? We were living in another house. We were living in a house with, I feel like I don't have to go into detail, but we were living in a house with a combined family. That's what happens when, you know, step happens, right? Step. I don't even like the word step because, it takes away from the feeling of siblings. But I just remember, and I think this just goes to show and goes to talk about this just goes to talk about like how I feel towards him and how I feel like our relationship, and it's not even really a relationship, it's just like a standstill, and like how we are as family. Like I remember sitting at a table, and I have pictures to show it, and I might even go get them. um I was sitting at a table, and I was sitting like farthest down the table. Like this is the table. I was sitting like over here, and then like there was some people way way down here, so there was like a lot of space. And then my brother Micah was sitting like here, so across from like the older people. And just the conversation, and just I don't know if it was, I think it was just the people and just the conversation and just everything, like, and just the stress from the people. And like I feel like you can't just leave somebody when you are not just a brother too, but you are just, why am I crying so much? I don't cry, so if I do, somebody should be like, oh wow, like, I should really have my hands in her like life, and it's not just your hands in my life, you should start to care. And I feel like he was just the kind of brother that would go out of his way for somebody. And I remember after we lived with him, and I guess I never really finished saying what we were doing at the table, but I was just scared at the table, and I just looked across the table, totally kitty corner, as me sitting here and him sitting there, and I looked across, and I was just like, I just was scared, and I was like, oh, like something just told me in my mind, and it just had like a thought sentence, like I thought a sentence, and like something just told me go across the table and like go sit in your brother's lap. And so I sat in his lap, and like I did that because I didn't trust anybody. And I look back at that now, and I'm like, that just goes to show me that like he was like the only brother that I could trust. And just because he was a step doesn't mean that he wasn't and isn't my brother, because there's such a standpoint. I'll be back, and I will bring pictures. Okay, I'm back, and I have a picture. That's the picture. And I was scared before this, and so I climbed up, and I was just like, he's gonna keep me safe, and I'm going to feel safe. And I had another picture of him and him and his older brother, but I couldn't find it in my drawers. Been moving and hasn't been easy. And I just look back and I just remember him being so caring, and like he just cares so much. And I just wonder if he knows. I just wonder if he knows that that's him. And like, I mean, I looked up like who is Micah, and it just meant that, you know, Mike is just somebody that cares for people and that's kind toward people. And he had a biological older brother. I don't know if I want to mention him, but I think it's fine. And these names are very popular. So, he had an older brother named Jonathan, and me and Jonathan, I don't really think. I think he was just so much older than me, and he wasn't. I don't blame him. He wasn't that into family, and he didn't have. Sometimes I look back at him like, how did Micah have the guts to live in that environment, in that emotional environment? And I just think he had the guts to, because he had something kind of over everybody, and like this ability to care about somebody so much that like they don't have I don't know, what am I trying to get at? I feel like my mind just flows off. I don't want to keep this video as long as the last one, but I just want people to know of the brother example that I had in my house. And yeah, Jonathan was way too old, and by the time he was hanging out with us and in our house, he was just on his, like, he was so focused on his adulting, and he was just falling like madly in love with cooking and like all of this stuff. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes, like, my family or other like people, they're like, oh well, you should just love like this family, you know, or your biological brother. And it's like, it's hard for me to accept somebody who doesn't care enough. Like, I got back with my brother Micah. I started talking to him, and like we were like friends on Facebook, and like we started talking and stuff. And I know, like, sometimes I can be a little excited and stuff, and so like, what I used to, now I just feel like I'm just kind of, I don't know, not been. But what am I trying to get at? I feel like something in my household is trying to stop me from thinking, oh wait, let me fix this. And I guess the moral of the story is just like, I'm thankful for this person in my life, and I hope that he knows that I'm thankful. I hope he knows that I'm thankful, and that I'm like literally kind of wasting tears talking about this person in my life who cared so much. And like, when I talked about, I reconvened, and like I got back kind of united with him. And I kind of united with him in friendship on Facebook, and then I kind of got a little too excited and just, I don't really want to get into it, but I just feel like if he could just walk in being the caring person that he is, then maybe that would be just like enough for him to just not just be happy with himself, but to be overall happy. And like, I just feel like I need this person back in my life because life has not been kind, and the people around me have not been kind. And I hate crying because I can already hear the peanut gallery outside my bedroom telling me and interrogating me about how, oh, this and all that. And I'm like, Micah would never like do that. Like, I thought that he would never like be mean to me or want me to be mean to him. And like, I just am scared, and I keep praying, and I keep praying to God about it, and I keep doing everything. Oh my gosh, I feel like a baby, but I just feel like I can only just keep praying, and I can only hope that he not just talks to me again, but he understands like I just need him because it has not been easy. And my family has not been easy on me. And kindness is like just gone. Like, and then nobody can talk about kindness without you being kind to somebody else. And I just feel like I reached out to him. I feel like I gotta wrap this up. But I reached out to him, and like, in, what was it, 2017 year, and he had told me that he like, I don't know, we just became friends, but he like, it was kind of sad because he unfriended me and he wasn't like very happy with me. And I might be able to own what the problem is, but him being Micah, I'm just like, can you just come to an understanding that I just needed you in my life, and I needed somebody who cares and who can remind me that I do matter. I almost don't know why I'm making this video because I had more to say. He was just the kind of brother that every girl wants. And like, I remember my mom telling my cousin, my older girl cousin, obviously on my mom's side of the family, and that, oh, like, you my mom was like, oh, well, like, you don't want to meet him because he's like very like attractive and stuff. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I thought of that, but I was just like, okay, like, in him being a kind person, I just sometimes wonder if he's gonna come back in my life and like just remind me that it's gonna be fine. I hate crying. I don't understand why life has not been kind and people have not been kind. Gosh. I just sometimes wonder
if there's somebody out there in my family that wishes death on me, it's like, just get it over with, because I don't want to walk around in a household and feel like I'm some kind of like thing that you just hate so much. Like, I don't understand why someone could hate somebody so much. And I almost feel like this video is just not what I wanted it to be, but this ain't no acting. Let me just tell you that right quick. I'm not a crier. I'm a Virgo, and I come from a long line of Mexicans. My last name is Barron for a reason. And I mean, even on my Instagram it says, like, I almost feel bad sometimes relying on people because, like, Tracy Caputo talks about, like, oh, like, they just want you to know, like, oh, what they're, like, buying or something, and I just sometimes wonder if you're gonna come back to my life because I need some money. And he told me to go. He told me that I needed a group or something, or he told my mom that or something. And I kind of was going to a church, but it's like, who at the church tells you, like, you just don't belong? I'm like, and then, oh, you need to get help, and like all of this stuff, and I just don't know why people just don't say sorry at least. Sorry for what they did. I mean, heck, you don't even have to say it to that person. You could just kind of say it to yourself at least. I just don't think I could call anybody else my brother other than this person holding me, little old brunette me, and probably Jonathan, which I feel like I should go get that picture. This video is probably not what I want it to be. And it just, I figure it out because it's really hard. Oh my gosh, Christ, no.